Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sono's life. Now, by the time you are watching this video, I am already in Japan. I am getting ready for Wrestle Kingdom 19, and of course I am here with a preview of the entire card for January the 4th, which I will be attending live in person. Now obviously if any changes happen to the card, they may not be reflected in this video, as like I said, I am travelling on January the 1st and recorded this as soon as possible. So it's a really jam-packed card, so let's get going. As always, we start off with the New Japan Rambo. Over the years, it's been a Rambo for many things. The Never title, the Never six-man titles, and more recently, the King of Pro Wrestling belt. However, on the Road to Tokyo Dome preview show, after Great-O-Khan and Taichi battled for the King of Pro Wrestling belt and trophy, O-Khan changed it up a bit. Instead of the Rambo being for a King of Pro Wrestling shot, let's see, I just want to double check this. So the King of Pro Wrestling belt will be retired, and whoever wins this Rambo will be for a shot at the IWGP title. Now this is stakes bigger than ever before. You are going to have the top stars in this match, because remember, the card is stacked from top to bottom. But there are still so many people who are not involved. Hiroki Goto, Yoshihashi, Gabe Kidd, Sanada, unfortunately a lot of House of Torture, members of Hontai. It is gonna be packed. So yeah, this is a really nice change. I'm really sad that the King of Pro Wrestling belt is retired, because unlike a lot of people, I really liked all the weird stipulations. But this just makes the pre-show even more excited. So if you can, get up that little bit earlier to make sure and watch it. We tend to start with the IWGP Junior Tag Championship belt. And this year is no different. For me, this is always the perfect way to start the Wrestle Kingdom day. And this is even more insane, because not only is that Fatal 4-Way, so we have the champions. I always forget their names together. Intergalactic Jet Setters, that's Kushida and Kevin Knight, facing the Junior Tag League winners, the Ichiban Sweet Boys, Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. They're also facing the Empire Catch 22's Akira and TJP, who are also facing the War Dogs' Dan Maloney and Clark Connors. Dan Maloney, who recently won the Concorsa. Congratulations. Now, if this wasn't crazy enough, this match has, after the Road to Tokyo Dome, make sure to watch my review of those two shows, because a lot happened. It's no longer a normal multi-way match. It is a tables, ladders and chairs match. First time ever Tokyo Dome Wrestle Kingdom. Now, multi-man matches don't tend to work, specifically these gimmick ones when it comes to IWGP. However, I've always said this time and time again, the exception comes with tag division and junior division. So when you combine the two together, you are probably set for a crazy, hectic match made in heaven. You have veterans in this, so Rob Eagles, TJP Kushida. You have the new guys, Akira, Kosei Fujita, Kevin Knight, and then you have people like Dan Maloney and Clark Connors who have a bit more experience. But they're all so different in their styles. We have submission, high flyers, strength guys. So it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this works. And I mean, we're back on the brand new predictions. Probably completely wrong, and I will be at the Tokyo Dome witnessing my downfall. However, my hope, and again, remember, in Sono's life, we go for the heart. I am picking Ichiban Sweet Boys, Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita to get the win, for Fujita to become, I think, the youngest ever IWGP champion of some sort. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember if that is just to do with the junior singles title, but we are trying to paint the Tokyo Dome tango. So this is the start. We then go on to the IWGP Women's Championship, and this is between Mayu Iwatani and Azumi. Now, Mayu Iwatani has been on, I think, is it like 2-year reign? She has pulled that match of the year contenders literally during historic X-Over. She had an amazing match. And now she is a veteran. She is facing one of the young upcomers. In a sense, she's been wrestling for years, but Azumi is so young. And also very nice. I met her. Make sure to check out my Roll Quest blog for that. This match, it's quite low on the card, and I know a lot of people are upset. It's one of the downsides of Wrestle Kingdom as a whole. Obviously, you have the belts and the matches that are more relatable to New Japan fans, so this unfortunately is so low down. However, I know that whatever time the women are given, whether it's 10 minutes, 15, 20, they are going to put on an amazing match because Azumi and Mayu are so fast, so skilled in the ring. And I always say this about any kind of match. Yes, you always want your favourites to have more time. But there is a clear, well, it's actually quite a blurry line between too short and too long. We've seen in the past with New Japan matches that you leave it even that minute longer and it gets boring. I'd rather them have a nice short match that is phenomenal than go a bit longer and people get bored. I mean, I don't think that Iwatani and Azumi are going to make anyone bored, but that is just the thing. I would rather it be shorter and us want more than anything else. I personally think that Azumi is going to win this. I think it is her time. And honestly, I don't think there's anyone else that Mayu can beat. I think she's beaten everyone, so I think it's time to pass on the torch to someone else. We then have the match for the King of Pro Wrestling Cup. We then have the match for the New Japan Television Championship. Now, this was originally meant to be a triple threat between the champion Red Narita. Yes, I forgot Red Narita held that belt. Oiwa from TMDK and our man, Gachimuchi, the Empire's Jeff Cobb, who obviously held it before. Now, again at the Road to Tokyo Dome shows, the world was made better when El Phantasmo came back and said he had fought cancer in the butt and won. And so he came back and has now inserted himself to make it a fatal four-way. This is going to be great. It's quite funny, Chris Charlton said on commentary, he went, the more people there are, the less chance Ren Narita has to walk out with this. While I'm slightly worried that that might be the case and he still might walk in it, we're going to stay positive. These four guys are very different wrestlers. They are all extremely dynamic, except Ren Narita. Let's just say Ren Narita doesn't include when I gush about these wrestlers. All amazing personalities, great presence in the ring. In terms of the winner of this, I don't know. I don't think Oiwa's going to win. As much as we want the Tokyo Dome to be painted tango. No, this is really hard. Okay, I'm going to go for Jeff Cobb. I love Jeff Cobb and I think he is... No, we've decided. El Phantasmo is going to win. Okay, I was going to say Jeff Cobb, but Jeff Cobb has already had his time with the belt and I want him to go on to bigger things as a single star. ELP has spent the last year and a half being a tag wrestler. Put the belt on him and he can be the person to lead the television championship into the future. So after that, we then have the special singles match. There's always one of them. And this one is one that people have been upset about because it is the first match that was ever announced. And it is Hiroshi Tanahashi facing Evil in a lumberjack match where you can also lose your hair. Obviously, 2025 is Tanahashi's last year. He is aiming to retire in 2026. However, this match has all come from Evil basically causing chaos with House of Torture on New Japan. Him calling himself the president. And so Tanahashi said, let's have a singles match. The stipulation was even higher. That Evil said, if you lose, this is your last match. You are retiring now. Then, again, the Road to Tokyo Dome, they added the hair stipulation. This feud between Tanahashi and Evil, Hontai and House of Torture has been going on for years. And I think this is a very nice way to hopefully conclude it. People are upset, people are angry. But if you know Tanahashi and Evil's bond outside of New Japan, outside of kayfabe, so Tanahashi and Watanabe, Evil is huge in you. He's very loyal, he has done a lot behind the scenes, so I think this is what Tanahashi wants. However, after Tanahashi's had his butt whooped several times, I believe that the crowds are going to be happy. Tanahashi is going to get the win and he is going to shave off Evil's hair, which again in itself is sad, but rather that than Tana's locks getting cut off. We then head straight back into gold, contention, and quite possibly the match of the night, the match of the weekend, the match of the year. It is a dual title match for the AEW... I don't know what it is. International Championship. There you can see I don't really watch AEW. And Shingo, who holds the Never title. So it is Konosuke Takeshita versus Shingo Takagi in a match that has probably created most of the hype for this event. While there are some amazing matches, wow. You had two of the best and most loved wrestlers in the world. Two guys who are not New Japan born and bred, who had to make their way up a very different way. Shingo, I believe, through Dragon Gate, and obviously Konosuke Takeshita, DDT, then AEW. This match is gonna be phenomenal. These two are so strong, so athletic, and I think that is actually gonna be such an eye-opener for everyone, because yes, everyone knows Konosuke Takeshita is amazing, and so is Shingo. However, Shingo is at that age now where he's almost overlooked by some people. But this match is going to prove why he should be at the top of New Japan. Obviously not over Zack, but you know what I mean. I can imagine there's going to be a lot of strikes, a lot of lariats. I can even imagine them going over the ropes. I think you need to in like big case like this. But I believe, and I love Shingo. I am Los Ingobernables de Japón for life. But I see Konosuke Takeshita picking up the win, only because of what I will speak about in the next preview for the Wrestle Dynasty card. But I'm going to say this, I love everyone else on the card. This has the potential to be the best match of the night. We're then following up with two of my favourite boys. IWGP Junior Champion Doki facing El Desperado, mano y mano. What I quite like about this full circle is Doki was actually brought in by Desperado all those years ago in the Best of Super Junior when he was injured. Doki started off as like the rut of New Japan. He was getting pinned left, right and centre. People didn't believe in Doki. I did. I, to this day, still believe in Doki and think he has had one of the best IWGP Junior runs in a long time. Not only does he have longevity, but he has defences against some of the best wrestlers in New Japan in the division. Despy is now going to be like, okay, you beat me for the title. I want to do it. I'm back from injury. I want to stake my claim back at the top. This is going to be a very fast affair. However, again, like the opening match with the Tag Championship belt for the junior division, Doki and Desperado are such different athletes. Doki is much more classic luchador, high-flying, fast. However, as fast as Desperado is, he is much more suited to the traditional style we expect him from Suzuki-gun. He's on the bigger side, so he's strong, but also very good at the submission game. This match, again, I think is going to be very special for me, just because of how much I not only love the junior division, but how much I love Doki and Desperado. Now, on to predictions. I know what everyone thinks. Desperado's gonna walk out and win. It makes sense. Desperado at the Dome is just natural. I'm gonna call you all out there. I have got Doki to win. I feel like this is the final mark for Doki's reign, for him to say, right, it wasn't just a fluke that I beat you, Desperado. It wasn't just because you were injured. And I see him maybe dropping it in the next defense. But I want Doki to have his Wrestle Kingdom moment. And I think that is now, with me in attendance. We're then back to the heavyweights. We have the IWGP Global Championship, and we have the champion David Finlay, the biggest heel in New Japan and the most improved in New Japan, versus the future of New Japan, maybe the present, Yota Tsuji. Now, obviously, this all stems from a very big storyline, all from the G1, and Tsuji's desire to be that future. I mean, I'm going to say this is my take, that Tsuji challenged David Finlay because David Finlay disrespected the Marlow pudding. You don't disrespect a man's pudding. This match is going to be great. Because, you know, as much as you can all hate on Finlay, which is good though because he's a heel, he is the most consistent wrestler. He has been since he was a babyface. And Tsuji is also very consistent. You have, and I think probably on tie with Tanahashi versus Evil, the most standard babyface versus heel match you're going to get in this tournament, in this card. It's going to be strong, it's going to be fast. Gato is going to be there. You need to remember, although Finlay doesn't use Gato as much as Dick Togo for House of Torture, he's still a presence there. And again, that's nothing bad, he is a heel. But Tsuji has that heart. But again, as Los Ingobernables de Japón member, he's a tweener and is not afraid to play a little bit dirty. Now, Finlay has had a really good run of this. And I know there's a lot of discourse on what Finlay's future is going to be. I personally think that Tsuji is going to win this. I think it is his time. While he may not have won the 2 IWGP title shots he got after winning, obviously when his return from excursion at first Sonada, and then after winning the New Japan Cup against Naito, I think it is his time. It's his time to bring in the future as one of the Reiwa Musketeers. So yeah, Tsuji for the win. We then get to the top 2 matches. Let me double check. The top 2 matches. And we have broken it up a bit with another special singles match. A special singles match that is 15 years in the making. A dream match that I will be seeing live. It is Los Ingobernables de Japon's Tetsuya Naito facing Los Ingobernables de Japon's Hiromu Takahashi. Now, as you'll notice, there is no IWGP Heavyweight Championship tag match. Now, obviously, this is 2 parts. Hanare and Okan had to vacate due to Hanare's injury, sending all my best. But also, the winners of World Tag League were Hiromu and Naito, who, for some random reason, after the match ended, Naito decided to say we were meant to have a singles match years ago. This was obviously during the pandemic, but it was stopped for the anniversary event. I want to have it now at the biggest stage of them all, Wrestle Kingdom. And so that's what we have got. This is going to be amazing. Naito might be on his last legs, but I think this is going to be a massive turning point for the company. Naito and Hiromu are like brothers. They have that really playful energy. Go and watch their interview ahead of World Tag League. It's amazing. But I also think that the core of this is going to have the fans invested, but split more than any other match I've seen on Wrestle Kingdom. Because when you think of the 2 most popular stars in New Japan, it's Hiromu and Naito. They might be on par. Like when I assume Red Shoes will be officiating, when he is trying to gather the cheers, I feel like it's going to be equal. And while this match is going to be amazing wrestling wise, this is all about the story. All those years ago when Hiromu joined the dojo or tried, nobody believed in him except Naito. And year after year, trained with him, trained against him to get the best out of him. And we have one of the best wrestlers New Japan has seen. So this match, I think, is going to be emotional for a lot of fans. Will the outcome of this determine the future of Los Ingobernables de Japón? Well, surprisingly, I have Hiromu Takahashi winning this. Not just because Naito is on his last legs. But I think for a story-wise perspective, I think it'll be very interesting to see how Hiromu reacts to this. I'm not saying that this is going to mean he moves to heavyweight or that he changes. I just think this is going to be a really nice turn of the tide. And again, this match is going to be amazing and such a fan favourite. Which then nicely leads to the main event. It's quite interesting that some people thought this should have been the main event rather than what I'm going to speak about. We have obviously the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Champion Zack Sabre Jr., who brought it home in October after winning the G1, against the only man who challenged him, Shota Umino. Now this has been very interesting because Shota has had very mixed reactions to this. Sometimes he's cheered, sometimes he's booed. Whether it's in the UK, whether it's in Japan. And I know that some people think that Shota isn't ready for this main event, but you have been saying for months that New Japan need to push their stars. Shota has had some very good matches. We've seen it against Will Ospreay. He just needs that big push, and what better than on the grandest stage of them all against one of the best, if not the best, wrestler, technical, amazingly man that we love in this house, Zack Sabre Jr. This match is going to be interesting because on the road to shows they've really been building up anticipation. A lot of people have changed their tune about this because you see the animosity. Zack is almost not like disregarding Shota, but it's telling him he doesn't really deserve the spot because he's not really done anything. And Shota's like, I want to be the future, while surrounded by haters, not just from his own roster, but from the fans. Is the pressure going to be too much? And we will have to see. But I can promise you, this is going to be a very good match and one that you don't expect. Because I always say this, Zack Sabre Jr. can pull out an amazing match out of anyone. I have yet to see a match that isn't good to great from him. With anybody. Except maybe Evil. But like we said, Evil is the exception. Shota, again, he's not a bad wrestler. He's just had issues with there was so much pressure on him as from a young lion age, and then he's almost not found who he is as a person. But I think this will be the change. This is the moment. However, while it might be the moment for Shota, he is not winning. Because Zack will not only become the first... No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Zack Sabre Jr. will become the first ever Gaikokujin to hold the title at Wrestle Kingdom and also to retain it. That's what I'm saying. Zack Sabre Jr. is going to bring it home and he's going to end January the 4th by painting the Tokyo Dome orange. So yeah, that is my New Japan Wrestle Kingdom preview. I will be back tomorrow for a Wrestle Dynasty preview. Personally, maybe it's just the New Japan fan in me. I think this is the much stronger card. From start to end, except maybe Evil's appearance, it is such a strong card with some amazing wrestlers and amazing matches. But now it's time to let me know your thoughts in the comments on social media at wrestling_chat, where I will be live posting while I'm in Japan. Let me know your thoughts on the card, your predictions, what you want coming out of this show. I think it's an extremely strong card from top to bottom, but we will have to see the wrestling and the results to really make our minds up. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you will enjoy Wrestle Kingdom as much as me, albeit I'm going to be there live. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye!